Hello guys, hope all of you are well in this difficult situation. Welcome to my lecture series. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Rinki Bhaumik, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, JIS College of Engineering. Today's lecture is for first year. For first year, the paper name is Physics 1 and the paper code is EH101. The name of the paper is Physics 1 and 3 credits. There will be 3 lectures per week. Total 36 number of lectures will be there for all of you. This is for BTech first year as I said. Now let me show you your syllabus. This is your syllabus. First, this is module 1. In module 1, there is waves and oscillation. In module 2, there is classical optics where we have to discuss about interference of light and diffraction of light. In module 3, there is quantum mechanics 1 where we'll discuss about quantum theory and quantum mechanics. In module 4, there is solid state physics 1 where we'll discuss about crystal structure and semiconductors. And in the last module, that is module 5, we'll discuss about modern optics where there is laser and fiber optics. So this is your syllabus and these are some books which is recommended for all of you. So today's topic is optical fiber. This is a medium through which we can transfer the data through an electromagnetic wave. Now the purpose is this, but why we choose optical fiber? As we know that light passes through only straight line, so that's why we are choosing here and wire, straight wire through which light can pass easily and which can also bend. So the data can be transferred through the electromagnetic wave and this electromagnetic wave can pass through this optical fiber. So this is the main purpose, this is the use of optical fiber. Now what is optical fiber? Fiber optics refers to the medium and the technology associated with the transmission of information as light impulses along a glass or plastic wire or fiber. Fiber optics wire carries much more information than conventional copper wire. That is why actually we use optical fiber. So the transmission of information, as I said, that we can transfer the data, that is actually mentioned here. Most telephone company long distance lines are now using fiber optics, and also fiber optics use light. It is used to send information through the optical medium, that is light. This is the main purpose of the optical fiber. this is some more information about it. You don't have to go through it. Evaluation of optical fiber. Next, this is very important. This is the internal structure of the optical fiber. There is a buffering coating at the most outer one. After that, there is a cladding, and here there is core. Okay, so what is core, what is cladding, what is buffer coating, that I have discussed later on. Okay, so how but I am telling you shortly or briefly here that through this core the light or the electromagnetic wave can pass through it, through which the data can be transferred through that optical medium. Then what is the purpose of this cladding and buffer coating? This actually gives the external strength to the core, so that, and also there is another purpose, that at the core cladding interface the total internal reflection occurs, which is the main optical phenomena happen in optical fiber. Without that total internal reflection, data cannot be transferred through it. So that is why the optical fiber is used here. Now, as we know that core, cladding, these are actually made of glass. Okay, silica glass actually we use here. Now, why both core and cladding, they are made of the dielectric medium? Okay, no conducting medium we use here, so that we can get the the light or the electromagnetic wave which we have which incident on the interface, that we can get it back. So that is the main purpose, to get it. So this core and cladding, these two things made by the dielectric medium. This is the structure. As I said, glass core, glass cladding, silica glass we use here, and the plastic covering is outside it. So this is shown here in a very well manner. This is glass core, this is glass cladding, and there is an interface between them, and this is plastic covering, which gives the external strength. Actually it protects it from the outer atmosphere. This is the structure of the optical medium. Now, what is glass floor, what is glass cladding, and what is plastic covering? It is given here. Glass floor central tube, very thin size, made up of optically transparent dielectric medium, as I mentioned, and carries the light form transmitter to receiver. Okay, the light form transmitter to receiver. The port diameter can vary from 5 micrometer to 100 micrometer. So you can easily, since it is in micro range, so micro means, as you know, 10 to the power minus 6 meter, it is given in the last. So you can easily imagine that how much thin it is, the optical, the glass core, how much thin it is, you can easily imagine. Next is glass cladding, the outer optical material surrounding the core, having diffractive index lower than the core. This is very important, because the diffractive index of the glass cladding always must be less than glass core. Means, suppose N1 is the diffractive index of the glass core and N2 is the refractive index of the glass cladding, then N1 always will be greater than N2, and it helps to keep the light within the core throughout the phenomena of total internal reflections. Means, if suppose N2 becomes greater than N1, then that total internal reflection cannot happen. Lastly, the plastic covering. The plastic coating that protects the fiber made of silicon rubber. It is made of silicon rubber, and the typical diameter of the fiber coating is 200 to 300 micrometer. So 300 micrometer. So the total diameter of the full optical fiber is very thin, that we can understand from the diameter range of core cladding and plastic covering. Now, what is the working principle of it? When a ray of light travels from a denser to a rarer medium such that the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, then the ray reflects back into the same medium. This phenomena is called total internal reflection. Now, in the optical fiber, the ray undergo repeated total number of reflection. Reflection means total internal reflection, as I said, until it emerges out of the other end of the fiber, even if the fiber is bent. So this is very important. If the light which is passing through the optical fiber, if it does not face any internal reflection, instead of it, if there is refraction occurs, then there is a probability to lose the data which we want to send. So that's why this is very important. That's why in the working principle, the most important term is total internal reflection. That is the working principle of the optical fiber. This is very important because, as we can see, total internal reflection. Now there is theta c, critical angle. As we know, there must be a critical angle. If the incident angle is not critical angle, then the total internal reflection never can happen. We will discuss elaborately about it later on. Now this is air, N1, N2, and this is water. Optical fiber, it looks like this. There is signal 1, signal 2. Now there are two classes of optical fiber, that is single mode fiber and multi-mode fiber. This is single mode. When the light ray goes through it, then it looks like this, and when it is multi-mode fiber, then it looks like this. Multi-mode fiber. Okay. Now there are some characteristics of optical fiber. Single mode fiber, which carries light pulses along single path. It uses laser light source and has a very small core and carry only one beam of light. It can support data rates over 100 km without using repeaters. Data rates up to 10 Gbps with a bandwidth. This is simple information about single and multi-mode fiber. Many pulses of light generated by LED travel at different angles, can support less bandwidth than single mode fiber, and the data rates up to 1 Gbps. So by these characteristics also you can actually here prepare some differences between single mode and multi-mode fiber. So in our next Next we will discuss by your own hand. Now I hope by this discussion it will help you to understand the optical fiber. Now next is the discussion in our own hand. Okay, so just try to understand it.
Optical fibers. Optical fibers are long thin strands of very pure glass about the diameter of a human hair. They are arranged in bundles called optical cables and are used to transmit light signals over long distances. A single optical fiber consists of 3 layers, namely core, cladding, and buffer coating. Core is the thin glass center of the fiber through which the light travels. Cladding is the outer optical material surrounding the core that reflects the light back into the core. Buffer coating is the plastic coating that protects the fiber from moisture and from any kind of external damage. The bundles are protected by the cable's outer covering called a jacket. How does an optical fiber transmit light? Transmission of light through an optical fiber is similar to the transmission of light through a hallway. When you have to illuminate a long straight hallway, you just have to point the beam straight down the hallway, as light rays always travel in a straight line. But to illuminate a hallway which is a winding one with multiple bends, you need to line the walls with mirrors and angle the beam so that it bounces from side to side all along the hallway. This is exactly what happens in an optical fiber. Optical fibers make use of total internal reflection to confine light within the core of the fiber. The core of an optic fiber has a higher refractive index than the cladding, and hence the light suffers total internal reflection. Although the cladding does not carry light, it is nevertheless an essential part of the fiber. The cladding is not just a mere covering. It keeps the value of the critical angle constant throughout the whole length of the fiber. Propagation of light in an optical fiber. Let a ray of light be incident on the fiber, making an angle theta c with the axis as shown here. It gets refracted into the fiber. Let the refracted ray make an angle theta I at the core and cladding interface. If theta I is greater than the critical angle theta c, then the ray suffers total internal reflection. So all the energy in the ray of light is reflected into the core and none escapes into the cladding. The ray then crosses to the other side of the core, and because the fiber is more or less straight, the ray will meet the cladding on the other side at an angle which again causes total internal reflection. The ray is then reflected across the core again in the same manner. In this way, the light zigzags its way along the fiber. Thus, the light gets transmitted to the end of the fiber. Because the cladding does not absorb any light from the core, the light wave can travel great distances. However, some of the light signal degrades within the fiber, mostly due to impurities in the glass. Terminology used in fiber optics. Here you can see a ray of light traveling from air of a refractive index μ0 into an optic fiber. The maximum angle of incidence in air, for which all the incident light is totally reflected at the interface of a pair of media having refractive indices μ1 and μ2, is called the angle of acceptance. Fiber attenuation. It is defined as the loss of light energy during its transmission through an optical fiber due to absorption by the impurities in the glass fiber. Applications of optical fibers. Optical fibers are used to transmit communication signals. In endoscope used to investigate interior organs which cannot be viewed directly, and in photometers.
Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is optical fiber. The name of the chapter is optical fiber, a very known device to all of you. All of you have heard about this term optical fiber, I am sure. So what is optical fiber? That we first have to know. It is nothing but a dielectric waveguide. Okay, before I describe the dielectric, what is dielectric and what is the optical fiber, let me show you how actually it looks. Okay, how actually it looks. It looks like this. This is the optical fiber, means the outer shape is cylindrical. Now, in the inner side there is another one. This is your core. This is the central axis. Okay, this is the central axis. Now this is the core. This is called core, and this is called cladding. This is called cladding. Okay. So what is core? What is cladding? We'll discuss elaborately. Now one more thing is, suppose the refractive index of the core is N1 and the refractive index of the cladding is N2. Then for optical fiber the condition is N2 must be less than N1, means N1 has to be greater than N2. Okay, so this is the condition for optical fiber. Now why the refractive index of the cladding should be greater than the refractive index of the core, that I will tell you later on. One more thing, the radius here is of core is A and the radius of cladding is B. Radius of cladding is B. Okay, so this is A and this is B. Now how actually the optical fiber can be made? An optical fiber, it is a cylindrical and dielectric waveguide. Okay, because here the core and cladding both made by the dielectric material. So this is a dielectric waveguide made of no loss material such as silica glass. Okay, by the silica glass this core and cladding is made. The central one, this central one is called core, in which the light is guided. Then you can ask that what is the function of the cladding? If the light, what is the purpose of the optical fiber? Through this optical fiber, the light can pass, means any, not only light but any electromagnetic wave. Any EM wave can pass through it. Any electromagnetic wave can pass through it. Now, then if the electromagnetic wave is passing through this core, then what is the purpose of cladding? The purpose of cladding is nothing but it gives the outer strength to the core, means it actually protects the core from outer atmosphere like rain, fog, storm and all this. So this is the main function of the cladding. here the central core, which is actually through which the light can pass, embedded in an outer cladding, okay, and the refractive index is lower. Now the light rays incident on the core cladding boundary at angles greater than the critical angle will undergo a total internal reflection, which is the actual method by which the light can pass. Means the total internal reflection is the actual method by which the light can pass. If there is, suppose, refraction occurs, then the light cannot pass through it. Okay, so this is about the basic of optical fiber. Now let me tell you elaborately about the optical fiber mode. There are two classes of the optical fiber. Now first is step index fiber, another is graded index fiber. Okay, so if you classify it, then optical fiber step index fiber and another is graded index fiber. Graded index fiber. So what is step index fiber and what is graded index fiber? If the core cladding at the core cladding boundary, okay, in modal dispersion, if the refractive index of the fiber core from a maximum value at its center to a minimum value at a core cladding boundary, then it is called actually the graded index fiber. What I said, to understand you have to go to the figure. Means from this is the core cladding boundary. If the refractive index decreases when it comes to the center, then again if it increases when it goes to the core cladding boundary, then it is called graded index fiber. Means here the refractive index changes with time. Here the refractive index changes with the distance. That means there is no uniformity in the refractive index, then it is called as graded index fiber. Now you can ask that what is then step index fiber? That means here non-uniformity in step index in refractive index. Ri means refractive index, but in step index fiber uniformity is present. Uniformity of refractive index means here the refractive index will not be changed, but it will remain same from core to cladding or cladding to core. Though no change in the refractive index happen here, so that's why it is called as step index fiber. Now our next question is how actually optical fiber works. Optical fiber how it works. works, to understand it, you first have to draw the figure. Now, as we know, this is called core and this is called cladding. So, if this is the principal axis, when the light ray incident at some point, then it just enters and then incident diffraction occurs. Suppose the outer medium is air, then refraction occurs and then it enters to the core cladding interface. Here there is the main function. The total internal reflection occurs and then the ray comes to this interface, and then total internal reflection occurs, then it goes to this position, and then again it comes to this position, then again it goes to this position. So this kind of total internal reflection occurs in optical fiber. Now you may ask why total internal reflection is so important here. You just think that if this total internal reflection does not occur, but instead of it, if the diffraction occurs, then whatever the electromagnetic wave or the light ray or any data we just want to transfer through the electromagnetic wave, if refraction occurs, then we can lose this electromagnetic wave. But if the total internal reflection occurs, that means there is no probability to lose any data, so which is very important. Okay, so it basically the principle is of total internal reflection. Now when the light rays can be used to transmit a huge amount of data, there is a problem, like the light rays travels in straight line. So unless we have a straight long wire without any bends at all, this advantage will be very tedious. So that's why here we use this optical fiber to transmit the data through it. Okay, now since we know that light travels through straight lines, so that's why we are here using a straight wire. Okay, so by the principle of the total internal reflection, that is masked in optical fiber, so thus we are using the optical fiber here.